So let's talk about landscape. The Romantic painters saw landscape as a way of capturing the awesome quality and strength of nature, the sublime, of capturing that feeling of how as human beings we can feel so completely and utterly insignificant in the face of it. The Impressionists were fascinated by the fleeting quality of color and light, how it was seemingly impossible to really capture. The Cubists saw nature as something to be deconstructed into geometric shapes and forms. John O'Donoghue, the late Irish poet and philosopher, talked a lot about the Celtic imagination. John O'Donoghue says, "I think that was one of the recognitions of the Celtic imagination, that landscape wasn't just matter, but that it was actually alive. What amazes me about landscape recalls you into a mindful mode of stillness, solitude, and silence, where you can truly receive time." My own experience of landscape really changed a while back when I experienced the death of someone close to me. And of course I went through the normal grieving process, but I also felt a shift, something that happened. And I really felt this most clearly in the landscape as I visited places like the Grand Canyon or the Redwood Forests of California, the Great Lakes. I had this sense of the landscape just being vivid and alive in a way that I never had before. And what I think what was happening was the dissolving of these barriers between inner and outer. And the idea that the landscape is really alive as much as we are alive, and it's reflected in us and we are reflected in it. We are part of the earth. We are made of the same elements that make up the earth. So the earth is within us. And the air that we breathe fills our lungs. It becomes part of us. And then we send it back out. So there's this constant cycle and mixing with the air. So what is outside of us is also within us. And we can see around us what is within us expressed in the landscape. So I wish you a fulfilling art session exploring this idea of inner and outer landscape.